And I do think
misinformation.
it was wrong, and I think he interrupted her way too much. It just was not.
That to me looked, the constant jumping in, I couldn't help but feel it's because she's a woman that he's going to keep doing this. So
I do wish that there was an answer on border security that acknowledges more could have been done in the first 3 years. She's walked back things like fracking and admitted my position has changed.
Bret Baier, he did himself a disservice by doing what he did. He is known for doing the bidding of Fox News, but he ends his show every night as fair, balanced, and unafraid. Well, that was not fair and balanced. And
the number one global threat in the short term is misinformation and disinformation, and I'm running against a person who continually shops in those conspiracy theories.
It's the angry black woman trope.
What's going on, guys? You already knew that this video was coming, okay? The cackling hens are back at it again. They are coping with the fact that Kamala Harris got smoked in this Fox News interview with Bret Baier. This was probably the biggest disaster and yet another horrendous decision by Kamala Harris and her campaign. Her handlers, for whatever reason, I guess because she's getting smoked in the polls, decided to do some sort of ridiculous outreach to Fox News viewers. You know, mainly conservative viewers, maybe a few independents occasionally watch Fox News, but for the most part, you're going to get people that are absolutely not on her side. As if that wasn't bad enough, she didn't prepare answers to what she was going to be asked. She was asked heavily about the border and about misrepresentation of statements that Trump had made, and it seemed like she just kind of wanted to regurgitate the same thing that she had already said, and she didn't prepare to actually be pressured on any of her stupid answers, like how they unsecured the border by removing all of Donald Trump's executive actions, and how their border bills were basically amnesty bills that just allowed illegal immigration rather than prevented it. So, of course, accordingly, she got smoked. Now, the cackling hens on The View are upset about it and feel like Bret Baier lied and misrepresented, and he was over-talking her too much. You know, the same thing that they do to Trump, J.D. Vance, Tom Cotton, Byron Donalds, and whoever the hell else that's conservative that goes literally anywhere else besides Fox News. Yeah, apparently they don't like the same treatment, and they're upset about it. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Bret Baier, he did himself a disservice by doing what he did. He is known for doing the bidding of Fox News, but he ends his show every night as fair, balanced, and unafraid. Well, that was not fair and balanced, and he has this history of appeasing the network's pro-Trump.
What do you call people that constantly literally make up smears like Project 2025, Dictator on Day One, find people on both sides? You think that that's fair and balanced coming from the left?
The right was saying it was a dumpster fire, an unmitigated disaster. The left was saying this was the second coming of JFK. I think it was somewhere in between. She showed up and proved to Fox News viewers that
Kamala Harris was extremely frustrated the entire interview. That's why she kept trying to just say more stuff like, no, let's talk about Trump.
Democrats voted.
Donald Trump, 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 and Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
President Biden had a fundraiser debate stage.
Let's go back to Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
Don't talk about me. Let's talk about Trump. Okay, that's all she did the whole time because her record is indefensible. If anybody tries to claim this was a defensible record or she did a good job, they're delusional.
She's not a moron like Trump has called her. She has a command of the facts.
False.
And she pushed back on this notion she can't be tough.
What facts? She said she blamed Trump for the border. And nothing about the border is Trump's fault at all. These people have been in office. She's been in office for over 3.5 years, almost 4 years now.
She was extremely tough in the interview. And she talked about things that they often don't hear on their network. That Trump blocked this border security bill and the border would be more secure today if not for Donald Trump. I'm sure there's a lot of folks Googling
that border security bill. This lady's a propaganda. I can't barely stand to watch. That bill was a amnesty bill that allowed for legalization of current illegal immigrants here and allow up to 5,000 illegal immigrants per day. How the hell is that more secure than it is today? But Joe Biden used an executive order to close it down. That literally is the most secure you could get. It is by executive order, or you have a border bill where they actually say that you're going to keep it locked down, but they've don't have any bills like that. The only people who propose any bills like that are Republicans.
I do wish that there was an answer on border security that acknowledges more could have been done in the first 3 years. She's walked back things like fracking and admitted my position has changed.
It's about time you spoke some damn truth, Alyssa, because I'm tired.
I think he did himself a huge disservice by using that clip, which was misrepresenting Trump's words. And
It
I
was
do
misinformation.
think it was wrong. And I think he interrupted her way too much. It just was not.
That to me, look, the constant jumping in.
This is literally how they do every video. And look, I got to interrupt them talking because copyright stuff. It's the only way, at least on my videos. I don't know how some other people would get away with it, but this is how I got to do it. But they literally do that on every single Republican interview on CNN. That's the big one that people keep going on all the time. We're woke behind Caitlin Collins and Abby Phillip and Kristen Welker from NBC and Dana Trash, right? Fake Tapper, like all of these different interviews. The one little elf-looking dude from ABC, I forget his name, but you guys might know who I'm talking about. He looks like a little elf, and he sounds like a little elf. And he be trying to get a little snippy, be a little wise guy too. Slopodopoulos. All of these people constantly interrupt, and these cackling hens love it, but they don't like it when it happens to them. It's funny how these people work. They're so hypocritical. That's why I love laughing in their face.
Couldn't help but feel it's because she's a woman that he's going to keep doing this. So it got a little hard to watch at times. But I think she did a huge service to herself going exactly where people are. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is canceling interviews from 60 Minutes to CNBC,
He's
NBC.
scared. He's in hiding.
And she's going.
Fool, slap yourself 3 times.
People are going to watch and see how she held her own. Lies and the misguidance of your information. The number one global threat in the short term is misinformation and disinformation. And
So the reason why everybody is supporting Trump is not because they can't afford groceries, houses, energy, get car loans, and more credit. Like credit card debt is ballooning like crazy, over 50% higher than where it was left off and at the end of 2020. That's not the reason, right? That's not the reason. It's because mis and disinformation. Like these people are crazy. There's so much information where they're just bagging on Trump just constantly. That's all anybody does. That's all these propagandists on The View do every day. Whoopi Goldberg's big balloon looking self, look like the ugliest balloon you ever seen. She didn't even bother showing up today. She took the day off. She like, I ain't about to deal with this today. Kamala got cooked yesterday. She didn't even show up. But these propagandists go nonstop on MSNBC, ABC. The View is part of ABC. It says it on the damn screen. They're everyday propagandists with misinformation. Find people on both sides. A dictator. He's going to use the military and pew pew American. These people are nuts. He's going to put you in a camp. That's what Whoopi Goldberg said. He's going to put you in a camp. But these people want to talk about mis and disinformation. That's why they want to shut down X, because they can't handle opposing points of view. And now they're trying to accuse him of sexism for talking over. They always talk over everybody on any Republican they talk over, including on The View.
Running against a person who continually shops in those conspiracy theories. That's what I'm up against, Bret.
I remember when Donald Trump stomped out of a 60 Minutes interview 4 years ago, because now, as you just said, he refuses to do it, took off his mic and stomped out on Leslie Stahl. And she could have said, you know what, Bret, tell you what, why don't we just play music for 39 minutes, since that's what some, your supporters like. Right. So she was talking about what she had to talk about, answering the questions. She wasn't talking about Hannibal Lecter. She wasn't talking about windmills. She was actually talking about the issues she was getting asked about.
And she was talking about Donald Trump. She wasn't talking about herself. She's just talking about Trump. Everything is Trump's fault. Every single thing is the guy's fault who's not in office. But the vice president, oh, you can't blame me. I'm just a poor VP. I'm just so powerless. I'm so oppressed by Joe Biden, my right-hand man. I'm so oppressed. The guy who I wouldn't do anything different from. I'm so oppressed by him. But it's Trump. He's so white and so powerful. He's just such a strong white man that we just can't defeat him even when he's not in office. That's basically what this dummy and what the Harris campaign is trying to get you to believe, and I don't buy it. Nobody is.
She looked like a commander-in-chief, and I would be, yeah, she did. She looked presidential.
Yeah.
She was strong. Well, Dana Perino, right after this panel, offered this very predictable assessment. She said Harris came in hot and then got angrier. It's the angry,
She did not.
It's the angry
That's
black
baloney.
woman trope. The
She
bottom line
never
is
was angry.
she was showing passion
He was
and a
angry.
command of the facts.
To me, Bret was
angry.
he was acting like the prosecutor.
And came in hot.
It's like, he's the prosecutor.
Yo, these women are coping hard. Cry more. Cry more. Who else cannot wait till it's what, about like 2.5 weeks, something like that, until this election? Cry more. Be sure to have on Van Jones so y'all could all cry together, okay? Like, I wish I had a mug. All I got is some water bottles, okay? I drank a lot of water, especially right now. I'm still getting over a cold. I drank a lot of water. There's going to be a lot of liberal tears I got to put up in here, okay? Since I don't got no mug to put them in, I put them in these water bottles, okay? Because it's going to clearly be a lot. These people are melting down. They're losing it. They're afraid. You can sense the fear. You can literally see it on the cackling hens' faces that they're afraid. They're like, God, this is falling apart. It's falling apart. We thought she was going to win. What's happening? Teflon Don happened. You guys with the weaponization of the justice system and the removal from the ballot and just trying to freaking snipe this man, like all of this stuff you're trying to do, not refusing to tone down the rhetoric after the first assassination attempt, then another guy tries to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if another person tries to do it. Nothing's working, guys. You can't beat up. You thought you could get your little coalition of thoughts out there to go and just the abortion force is gonna just be enough it won you the midterms in 2022. You thought it was going to be enough in 2024. Well, you were wrong. And I can't wait to rub it in your face. I got at least one more video coming out about this topic of more leftists melting down over this. So stay tuned. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
It was called the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021.
Exactly.
It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the... Yes, ma'am.
May I finish responding, please?
But
you have to let me finish,
You
please.
had the White House and the House and the Senate,
I'm
and they
in the
didn't
middle
bring up
of
that bill.
responding to the point you're raising,
Okay.
and I'd like to finish.
Yes, ma'am.